Hi everyone, welcome to Anshu Academy. Today we will be learning how to create a simple ASP.NET application with the Entity Framework Core DB first approach. So in this tutorial, we will try to see how to create a sample database, and then we will create a web application, and then we will reverse engineer the tables, and then we will add some CRUD operations to the table. So to create a sample database, we can go to this AdventureWorks Microsoft page, and then you can download the AdventureWorks 2019 backup or any of the backup that you like. Or if you already have an existing database also, you can use it. So today I have downloaded this 2019 backup, and then I have restored it. The link for this web page I will leave in the description for your reference. Now, once I downloaded the backup, you can go to your any of your SQL Server and restore it. And then once you restore it, you will see all the tables that comes in. Now, for our application, we will use this product table to do some CRUD operation. And then if I query it, you can see the database already has some sample data. So it is an easy way to just use it for our sample application. Now, let's create a application. So I'll open Visual Studio 2022. I'm going to create a new ASP.NET Core Web API application. So I'm going to name it AdventureWorks API. I'm going to select .NET 6 as the latest framework, and I'm going to hit on the create. So once the application is created, you can see it created some bunch of files, and then let's see if it is working. So application is working. So now we will just delete the sample applications that has come with this, and then I would like to add a new project to this, a class library, so that we can put all our database related stuffs in that. So once I added this project, I'll delete the sample file. Now here we need to add some packages. So I'll go to this next slide. So we do have some packages that we need to install in order for this to work. So I'll come to this uh, the class library project, and then I'll go to the NuGet package manager, and then I'm going to add those packages. One is this, and the another one is the design, and another one was tools. Okay, so once this is added, if you go and open this project, you can see it added a couple of packages. Just to keep it consistent, I will also add this project to this our API project as well, so that it doesn't give any issues later. And then I will also add reference to the project because I would like to access that. So I will create a project reference from the API to the adventure persistence project. So this is done. Now let's make sure it is building fine. Okay, this is building fine. Now, in order for us to do the scaffolding, we will use this scaffolding command. So in this command, we will tell you where what is the connection string, and then where we need to put the output. So you can see here I have specified the models directory as the output. So this should create all the files into that. So we'll go back to this project. So here I'll open my package manager console, and then I will also select the project to be as persistence. Then I'm going to paste the command, and then I'm going to execute this. Okay, so now if you come to this project, you can see it added a models folder, and then it scaffolded all the tables. So all the tables are visible here, and then here is the DB context itself, which we will be using to query the table. Now, once this is done, we need we need a way to query the database, right? So we need to have a class to query the data. So I'm going to add a folder for that. I'm going to call it data access. You can call it whatever you want. I'm going to add a class here, and call it product data access, or AdventureWorks data access. Okay, now in this project, I will create um, a constructor that will take my AdventureWorks DB context. That was added by the scaffold command. I'm going to name it as context. Then I'm going to add a read-only property for that. And then I'm going to create a method called getProducts. And this method is going to return task of list of products. This method is going to return me all the products. So to return the data, I'm going to use context dot products dot to list. Just to keep it simple, I will say dot take, just for now, maybe 20 products, and then I'm going to um, return it as to list async. So this should do it. So this is a simple method. It just takes, it doesn't take any parameter, and it just returns 20 products as a list. So now what we will do, I will create a interface from that called iAdventureWorks data access, and then I'm going to add it. So you can see that the interface got added here. Now let's see if we can use that in the API. So in order to use it in the API, first thing is I need to first add it to the connection strings here. So what I will do, I will take the connection string. So this is the connection string for the database. So I'll add that here, and the name is like AdventureWorks. So the connection has some information like initial catalog, user ID, password, and all that. And I'm using a local database, so I'm just using a simple password. But you can put the connection string into the app setting. Now let's go to the program file. Now here I would like to add the set up the connection to be able to use it. So I will do like builder dot services dot add db context, and then I'm going to say AdventureWorks models, and then it's going to take some options, and it's going to be options dot use SQL server, and I need the settings to be coming from app setting. So I'm going to put it here. Now I need to also be able to access the iAdventureWorks interface as a dependency injection. So I will add builder.services.add transient iAdventure. Okay, so this will make sure that I should be able to inject it in any of the controllers that I want to use this. Now the last step is I'll go to the controller. I'll create a new controller, an empty controller. I'm going to call this products controller. I'm going to add a constructor, and I'll be injecting the iAdventureWorks data access into this controller. I'm going to call it data, and then I'm going to create a read-only property to access that. Now let me create a HTTP GET method, and then the endpoint will be get products, and then this is my method. So here what I will do, I will return data dot get products method. And since it's an async method, I have to use ask. And since it's a iAction result, I'm going to use yeah. Now let's see if this works. So you can see the endpoint is listed here. So let's go try to execute. Yeah, so I can see, right? So it was very simple. We were able to create a API endpoint which returns the products for us. Now similarly we'll create one method in our data access layer for uh, querying a product by ID. So I will say task of product, yeah, so get product by ID, and then here I'll be using um, string ID. It's int ID. So get product by ID. So I'll add a method here. So in my data access, I'm going to implement that. So I'm going to say return await context dot product dot find async ID. And then since it's going to be null, maybe if the ID doesn't match, so I'm going to make it nullable. Now in my controller class, I'm going to add another method for get product by ID. I'll call it get product by ID. Add a parameter. Then I'm going to call and pass the ID. Now let's see if this works. Okay. Okay. So I have this method here. If you look here, I do have 1, 2, 3, 4. So let me try with 1. Yeah. So you can see that particular product we were able to return. Now we will see how to add a product. So to add a product, I'll go back to the interface and then I'm going to create another method. It will return int the ID and then say add product, and then it will be getting a object like a product. Now in the data access layer, I will implement this. Now to add the product, we will say await context dot add product, and then Okay, context.add product, and then it context.save changes async, and then return product ID. So this method should be able to add a product to the database. Let's see if that works. And in the controller method, I will create a post method because I'm adding a product. And I'm going to call it add product. I will just say a task of int now, and then return a product. So this should add a product if the product is in the body. So let's see if this works. So in order to add a product, let me first get the product that I want to add, so that so here is a product that I will copy, and then go to the add product post method. Couple of things I'll change here. One is I'll remove the product ID because the ID is going to be created by the database. Name is unique, so I'm going to change the name something else. And also this row GUID is unique, so I'm going to say change that as well. Okay, now if I execute this, okay, I got an exception. It says okay, product number. So let's change the product number as well, because that's also unique. I'm going to change that as well. Then I'm going to execute this. Yeah, so you can see that it returned 1005, which is the ID that it created. So if I go to this project, the table, then say where product ID is equal to 1005. So you can see, right, it created the um, record. Now let's create one more method to edit the product, but in this case what I will do is only edit the name, because later we will see how to use automapper to do all the edit. But to keep it simple, I would just do task of bool to see whether the edit success or not. I will say edit product, and then it will take a product and then it will also take ID. So it will take a product model, and then it will take the ID, the product ID, and then it will return bool. So now we will go ahead and implement this interface. So first thing is I will have to check where existing product equal to await context dot product dot find async id. If existing product not null, existing product dot, I'll just keep it to name full product name for now. We'll later we will edit other data. I will say await context dot save changes with async and return true. If there is any issue with the ID, then I will return false. Okay, so this is the method. So now what we will do, we will go and add an endpoint for this called http put with the name product, then edit product, and then product, and then the ID what we are going to need, and then I'm going to call data dot edit product and with ID. This is all I need to edit the product. Now I'm going to see if I'm going to first find the product that I just created so I can edit that. So I'm going to copy this product, go to the edit, I'm going to paste it. I'm going to remove the ID here, and then I'm going to put the ID here 1005, and the name I'm going to display it as product name will be 4 in this time, and then I will try executing this. Yeah, so it returned the true. So if I go back to the database, you can see it displays as 3, but if I again execute this, it should be 4. So this is how you can use a simple application with existing database. Of course, we will go and refine later, right? I'm going to, in the future parts of the video or the series, we will see how we can make this much better. But this is just to begin with a simple application with the CRUD operation. And then if you're interested to see the queries that were fired, you can always go here and check it out. You can see all the queries that is getting fired to the database. So I hope this tutorial was helpful. Put your comments if you like it. Please subscribe to the channel. Thank you.